Sometimes you face problems that fall into your domain of expertise. In such cases, candidate solutions immediately come to your mind, don't they? Then, you can structure your problem using a hypothesis pyramid. A hypothesis pyramid starts with your candidate solution as the leading hypothesis. Then, you disaggregate it into all the sub-hypotheses that you must test to be able to confirm or to disprove this leading hypothesis. A hypothesis is not a conclusion. To build a hypothesis pyramid, you must consider your solution as a mere hypothesis and challenge it thoroughly. To do so, you have to test the logical conditions that must be met for your leading hypothesis to hold. In other words, you must list the main sub-hypotheses that must be true for your leading hypothesis to be true. When that is done, you can investigate the logical conditions for each sub-hypothesis to hold, and so on. You stop this disaggregation process when you get to the elementary hypothesis that you can test with facts and with data. For example, suppose your company is considering an acquisition to expand into a new geography. Pause the video and try to write down the main hypothesis you must check. Are you done? Good. In this example, your leading hypothesis is that you should proceed with the acquisition. What would it take for that leading hypothesis to be true? At least 3 conditions are necessary. These will be your sub-hypotheses. First, the price must be right. Second, synergies must be significant. Third, post-merger issues must be manageable. In turn, each one of these sub-hypotheses can be broken down into more detailed sub-hypotheses. That is where you will formulate hypotheses on various financial, strategic, or organizational aspects of the transaction. If too many elementary hypotheses are shaky, the whole pyramid collapses. This is a good thing. It will force you to change your views. On the other hand, if your analysis confirms most of your hypotheses, you can climb back the pyramid and confirm or refine your candidate solution. For example, in our acquisition example, you may set a maximum price for the acquisition, or you may spell out some recommendations on how to leverage synergies. When building a hypothesis pyramid, you must make sure the elementary conditions you list under each hypothesis are MICI, mutually exclusive and collectively exhaustive. Mutually exclusive means that hypotheses do not overlap. You can check them one by one independently. Collectively exhaustive means that taken together, the conditions are sufficient to confirm the hypothesis. Nothing is missing. Often that's the most challenging part. The hypothesis-driven path to problem solving has many advantages. It is fast, it is efficient. If you focus on a plausible solution and you prove it right, you will be able to sell it immediately. However, this is also a risky path. If your analysis disconfirms your hypothesis, you have no solution to offer and you must restart the whole process from scratch. More importantly, the hypothesis-driven path exposes you to the confirmation bias. You will unconsciously tend to focus on facts that confirm your hypothesis and to overlook the evidence that would throw a wrench in your reasoning. You can mitigate this risk by working as a team and by seeking challenge, but the risk is always there. Thus, you should use the hypothesis-driven path only for problems that are not too complex or when you are a real expert. Otherwise, you should probably choose the issue-driven path. In the issue-driven path, you do not start from a hypothesis, but from your core question. You will break it down, that core question, into smaller questions that you address one by one. We will discuss this issue-driven problem structuring path in the next video. Stay tuned.